Climate change is the defining challenge of our time. Young people, especially America's BIPOC youth, are burdened by this responsibility due to generations and generations of denial that climate change is real and decades of fossil fuel industry sponsored delay. Corporate greed got us to where we are now. The climate crisis is here, and it's here to stay until our elected representatives stand up to the fossil fuel industry and prioritize their children and grandchildren's lives over profit. 2022 showed us the danger this inaction has caused, from heat waves across Europe that took over 20,000 lives to Hurricane Ian, which has caused $112.9 billion dollars in damages. Extreme weather events have intensified significantly and have become deadlier over the years. Thankfully, President Biden took seriously calls from the environmental movement about the importance of legislating solutions to the climate crisis. The president's administration has achieved something truly transformational. The passage of the Inflation Reduction Act represents the largest federal investment in the fight against climate change in this country's history. The IRA makes a historic down payment on deficit reduction to fight inflation, invest in domestic energy production and manufacturing, reduce carbon emissions by roughly 40% by 2030, and support frontline communities that face the most dire consequences of climate change. But there is much more to be done to reach President Biden's goal of slashing emissions by 50% by 2030, which science says is critical to keeping the planet from warming to catastrophic levels. With a divided Congress, President Biden must take affirmative steps through executive action, including rejecting new fossil fuel infrastructure like the Willow Project, which would pump up to 287 million metric tons of greenhouse gas pollution into our atmosphere. President Biden must also set ambitious carbon pollution standards for new and existing power plants and expand transmission capacity at the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. Young people are the future of this country, but we are also the here and the now. We are leaders driving our communities toward an America that is more just and more prosperous for all. Our requests are not radical. We are simply calling for policy solutions that meet the moment, and the time to take action is now. And lastly, to any and all young people who are watching this, if you find yourself succumbing to doom and gloom about the planet's trajectory, please trust me when I say that your feeling defeated is exactly what fossil fuel companies want. They want you to stop fighting for a better future because they know just how powerful you are. Keep your head up and remember you are not alone. There is still time, we have the solutions, and we can do this.